like and share.
Chapter 36, Saint Theopista. Once upon a time, there was a woman named Saint Theopista. She had a loving husband and a young son. Unfortunately, her husband passed away when she was still very young. Feeling a strong calling, she decided to dedicate her life to God and become a nun. Saint Theopista sought guidance from Abba Macarius, the Holy Father and Bishop of Nekios. She bowed before him, seeking his blessings, and asked him to pray for her and help her become a nun. Abba Macarius advised her to spend a year practicing the spiritual life and promised that he would grant her the garb of monasticism afterward. With great determination, Saint Theopista returned home and isolated herself in a small room. She shut the door tightly, leaving only a small opening. Her devoted son, who was 12 years old at the time, took care of her needs while she embarked on a journey of intense worship, fasting, and prayer. As the year went by, Abba Macarius unintentionally forgot his promise to Saint Theopista. However, one night, he had a vivid dream where he saw her in a radiant figure. She reminded him of his promise, saying, "My father, how could you forget me until now, while tonight I am departing from this world?" Startled, Abba Macarius felt as if he were awake and immediately performed the prayer for ordaining monks upon her, fulfilling his promise. He even took off his own kalansoa, head covering, and placed it on her head. Then he put on her the holy scheme and asked his disciple for another kalansoa. In her hand, Saint Theopista held a beautiful silver cross, which she handed to Abba Macarius, saying, "Accept this from your disciple." When he woke up, he discovered the cross in his hand. He was amazed and praised God for the miraculous encounter. Early the next morning, Abba Macarius and his disciple went to the home of the blessed Saint Theopista. Her son greeted them with tears, explaining that his mother had bid him farewell during the night. She instructed him to obey the bishop's commands and handed him over to Abba Macarius. Her son faithfully shared her message, assuring them that he would follow their guidance. The bishop knocked on the door, but there was no response. He knew that the saint had departed from this earthly life. He ordered his disciple to open the door, and upon entering, he found Saint Theopista's lifeless body. She wore the scheme and kalansoa that he had seen in his vision. Tears filled Abba Macarius' eyes as he praised and glorified God for fulfilling the desires of his saints. The bishop prepared her body for burial according to the monastic tradition. He called upon the priests to carry her to the holy church, where they prayed over her with great reverence. In the city, there was a man suffering from paralysis and tormented by evil spirits. Upon hearing the chants of the priests, he pleaded with his companions to take him to the church where Saint Theopista's body lay. As they brought him closer to her holy remains, he approached with faith and was instantly healed. The power of the Lord expelled the evil spirits, and he regained his health. This miraculous event led him and his companions to believe in the Lord Christ, and they were subsequently baptized by the bishop. Word of these wonders spread throughout the city, reaching even the governor. Impressed by the extraordinary occurrences, he and many others turned to the Lord Christ. The governor paid a visit to the church, personally carrying Saint Theopista's body and burying her with great honor. And so, the story of Saint Theopista teaches us important lessons. It shows us the strength of faith, the power of dedication, and the rewards of obedience. Saint Theopista's unwavering commitment to her spiritual journey and her willingness to follow the guidance of her spiritual father led to the transformation of many lives. Her devotion and miracles touched the hearts of those around her, inspiring them to believe in the Lord and embrace Christianity. Through her example, we learn the importance of perseverance, even in challenging times. Saint Theopista's story reminds us that when we put our trust in God and remain steadfast in our devotion, incredible things can happen. We are reminded of the enduring power of prayer and the remarkable impact one person's faith can have on the lives of others.
See you again soon. Subscribe, like and share.